All right, let's head over to the island.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
I'm not ready yet. Okay, let me actually no, I think I am, but I just need to, just in case, I want to change a little bit before we head out. What should I wear? This? Maybe one of these, and I don't know, shit. What shirt do we wear? Yeah, I guess this. That's fine, right?
The skiff, once you get in, have you remember what the net
You
picker
take the
said?
engine, Kim.
It's a small tank.
I'll hold the boombox. What? How do we blast Sad FM on our way to the island?
Let's blast Sad FM then.
Hell yeah. We're sad boys.
Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Get in and ride to the island. Of course I know the fucking station by heart. Are you fucking kidding me? Like I wouldn't know about Sad FM. This is rad.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever.
Hello? Oh shit, yeah, it's the lady. The church lady thing. Man, I really wish the audio wasn't fucking up here. And this is the slowest fucking boat in the world. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Like, what am I gonna find here? I don't know who could have killed the dude. Oh, there's some oil spilling out. Hello?
Want to be free. Eternity.
Disco Inferno, motherfucker.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence.
Let's go.
I'm out. Alright, we're at the end game now. The rusted chain trails off into the
The
ocean.
chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This leads to the depot in Land's End.
Yes, so it seems.
What do you think it's used
For
for?
bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And
Hmm.
supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, locking off that side of the bay.
Lock it from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification,
Ah.
I believe.
Could we block it off from the mercenaries that like might come? Makeshift bridge. Anything else around here? I guess this. Alright, let's take a look up here. What do we have here? What's all this then? Tension inflammable. I always find it weird that flammable and inflammable have the same exact meaning. Some fuel's leaked out of the barrel. Okay. Cool. That's very common, I guess. That's nice. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with spacks. Oh. A way to get up there. Alright, well let's go in here. Hello. This was once an armament rest. Twin cannons were attached here, medium distance. Careful, oh, stairs collapsed, okay.
An
What's in
old
here?
cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Can I pour fuel into the
The
tank?
lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark
Hell yeah.
brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch.
Let's pull
The
the rope.
recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Hey. Where do these wires
Downstairs,
lead?
somewhere.
Okay. Cool. Someone's sleeping here.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft-cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracol blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
Do you think whoever slept here
You
is...
force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
Maybe a little, should I? Just an hour.
You
Just an
face
hour.
the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there.
Curl up with your knees close to your chest.
The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until you
Until...
feel yourself standing up in the darkness.
Oh
right
no.
next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening.
It's evening. No, it's not. I was supposed to be asleep for 1 hour. I'm scared now. Oh shit! Hello? Kim? Buddy? Why is the lieutenant is no longer here. Go outside to the beach. Excuse me, buddy. Can I go this way? Oh shit, what the fuck happened? You can't get in. Oh no, I don't think I can actually leave. Uh-oh. I think the game broke again. Okay, so it says I have to leave, right? How do I leave? Let me leave. No. Oh my fucking god. That's really annoying. The game broke. See, I can't even interact with anything. It just decided, nope. Okay, so I'm glad that you can like see these things that like happen. Oh my god, are you that's the last quick save. Oh, god damn it, god damn it. That's fucking super annoying. Yep, nothing I can do, I guess. It's literally like you just have to go back. Like it's a good game, but like there's so many
A
things like
skiff
that.
with once you get in,
Oh my
have you
god,
made all
okay.
the list?
Shut
Remember
the
what
fuck
the
up.
nitpicker said.
Alright,
Fine.
Sad FM is a raid.
get in and go to the island. Can we skip this? Please let me skip this. Oh jeez. Nope. Hold on, I'll pause it for you. Hold on, I was just trying to get the back to where we were, and when I clicked on the barrel outside that place I went into, it had like a little check thingy, so I didn't see this before, so I wanted to talk. Kim, what is the
It's the
ICM?
Indian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army.
Oh.
The black and white army of the revolution.
Sounds an awful lot like.
RCM. It sounds like RCM, Revolutionary Citizens
It does.
Militia. Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
May?
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
A white star.
An upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Are those speck stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Looks old. What's it still doing
After
here?
44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Freighter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel.
Oh shit,
as
what the
you
fuck
saw.
just happened with...
The city is full of things like
What
this.
is going
Old
on? Did you
bullets,
just see that?
guns, fuel.
Alright. Like, love the game. I wish it didn't fuck up so much. Really wish it didn't fuck up so much. Like, I want to actually fall asleep. I don't want the game to break. Even if it doesn't seem like it's good for me, I still want to try it, but like... Like, see? Now I can actually access that shit, but like before I couldn't. That's kind of bullshit.
An old
Alright.
It's cold now. But some
More fuel in.
There's a red. The
Full
recoil
rope.
start wakes the old generator up. The
Blah,
machine
blah, blah.
sputters like
that should do it.
What are these liars?
Downstairs.
Lead. Tap on
the
the
tank.
side. Let's talk about this.
There's a grease.
Someone has been squatting.
I think
here.
whoever slept
Force
here
them.
is...
You know, officer, you can yes,
time to rest now.
anytime. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero.
Fucking don't have to be a hero. Books. Books. Oh, there's some notes here. Oh, hello? Army surplus winter scarf. +2 empathy. Do we want that? Do we want to be empathetic? Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, hell yeah. Now I look cool.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Let's sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures, popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife. Widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive?
Me.
Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica,
Ooh.
an international thriller about
Wah wah
circuit
wee wah.
benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Enraged by commies. We can get conceptualization up a little bit more before we make that check. Conceptualization. Conceptualization. I think that's pretty much it for conceptualization.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories.
Yeah, let's try it.
Animal Adventures, a magazine, not that you
Come
can
on.
tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for
Nothing out of the
entertainment. Maybe
ordinary.
it's a little old-fashioned. There's a The print in some of these is pretty small, though.
This person has good eyesight. Conceptualization. Why don't we just level it up? And not only that, well, why don't we just fucking... Why don't we just smoke some fucking... Smoke a good pack. Oh, hasn't updated yet. Hasn't updated. Okay, still hasn't updated. Okay. Cool. Alright, nah. Nope. Okay, can I... Oh. Oh yeah.
Soft covers, serialized fantastic. Oh yes, under
Hell
the bed,
yeah.
there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory. That is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Look him, a book left wing. I have no comments to you. Oh, that's funny. Look him, downbeat, look him, deranged commie ranting.
Ooh, yeah. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Critical theory books. What do you think this means?
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting is right. What's in here? Ooh. I feel like I sounded like Homer Simpson's with that ooh. Ooh, what does this button? That's not what fucking Homer Simpson says. Hatches jam shut. Okay.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches
Aluminium.
on the front panel, a frequency band,
Oi,
and
what's
even
up?
a keyboard.
Oi, what's all this
The
then?
console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here.
Could this open the blast
I
door?
think, yes. Let's see.
Push
That
light
one.
The
interior.
lighting in the
Oh.
room turns on with a sizzle. A
Slide the
dip
radio
dial
dial?
slides under the glass, dark and silent.
Oh.
Restoring
Turn-
electric power.
turn
to the
emergency
glass
open.
door opens with a series of clicks.
Hey,
A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
we did it. Cool. Well, this is taking a while.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
After you.
What's there?
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies.
Let's go. Let me actually go through here first. Damn. I wonder what's through there, and I wonder what happens if I fall asleep. I'm very curious what happens if I fall asleep. Firing slit. Interesting. Oh man, yeah, I can't even go anywhere actually. Oh wait, no, I can. I can? But not many options on where else. Oh, hello? Another chain. Oh, hold.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in
Become
with
fish
a
man.
bottle in your hand.
A bottle in my hand.
Always.
Raise
In
your
the
sight.
still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, where it has always been. Maybe you know it's going to hurt.
Let's shake her head. Alright, well. What's up here? Hello? Oh, hold on. Visual teapot. Okay, let's grab this. Oh. More fuel.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab.
The
Only
head of
half
it.
covered.
Blah, blah, blah.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Inspect the
A
mattress.
single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns.
A good place to hide. Cozy. Relatively safe from the rain.
Inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Look at the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation. A tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you,
Oh, wow.
like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
On the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Gislain, 33A, and
On the right?
the red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Gislain, 10. The doomed
Oh,
commercial
man.
area.
In between the two?
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Motherfucker.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
Yes, there's an opening between 33A and 10. I can see the roof.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure. I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Pats you on the back. 3 small pats in a row.
Affirmative.
Why didn't we come here
Why?
before?
We don't go everywhere in the 1,000-meter radius of the crime scene. That's not procedure.
6 people are dead. We could have prevented
Don't
it.
beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
He looks north over the
The lieutenant
fortification,
pauses.
then adds.
Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I
Could the-
feel it.
Could the shooter still be here?
Where?
on this
He
island.
does not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says he feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
Turn away. Alright. Oh, shit. Let's head back and save as well. Oh, shit. Hello? Feel eyes on your back. Someone's watching, but you can't say from where. Someone's watching me. Oh, shit. Okay. We gotta be extra careful now. Extra fucking careful. I think we're really going into the end game here. Just to make sure I don't think I need conceptualization. I think what I really need right now is yeah, let's go for the jacket. I like the jacket. This is a cool look, at least in my opinion. It's a cool look to me. No, no, we're not going. We're going through here. Alright. Where the fuck are we going? The fuck is that? A rubber dinghy. It's deflated, broken. Small white flower blossoms. The white flowers! That was near Kasha's place. That I couldn't grab. Hello?
An old man,
The
wearing
deserter.
tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big
No.
ball of spit in his mouth,
Who are you?
then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
Nice gun you
It's
got
not
there.
nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
What make a rifle is that exactly?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samarin made, exotic, must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
The Hsinyao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in '06.
Well, apparently I know it. It's not white from the board. I remember
They
it.
wouldn't like hearing their name in your mouth. Damn dog.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I peeled the generator, then used the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Ugh. Was not reactionary, it was cool.
Fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Sir, I need you to put that gun down so we can talk further. We're with the
The
police.
lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
I am an Enemy commander of rank. Put it down.
The words, I am an enemy commander, sound cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
And what rank would that be, dog?
Lieutenant W. Fritter.
A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Oh. The old man lays the rifle down carelessly, then stares at it just lying
Like
there.
an amputated limb in the sand, he stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness.
What did you say?
The future teaches you to be alone.
The present.
The present.
The present to be afraid and cold.
Those words, the future teaches you.
Real music. Real brilliant cult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
Marching song.
Huh.
Forget about that for a moment. You need to address that remark first.
I'm not a misanthrope. I'm a half-dead police officer who's just doing his job.
Job of a shit licker.
I know La Revolution. It's the marching song of the World Revolution.
There you go. 1 of 3. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
Well, thanks for clearing that up. The old man squints and looks you straight in the eye. 2 black beads, moist from sea air.
Embers going out.
Let's pick up the gun in the
His
sand.
gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it
The
closer.
rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too
How did
much
this
travel.
fire?
Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut.
How did this make the shot on the whirling in
On the
rags?
butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
It's as you said, it's Triangong, made in Hasinyao.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of use, hasn't it, sir?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
This uses jacketed ammunition, 4.46.
Military grade ammunition. Stable in flight.
Oh,
Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
he says mostly to
As
the
he
old man.
speaks, he stresses every word. He's liking this.
Stow the
The
gun.
old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
Who are
My
you?
name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again. Dull.
The commune of
Dead and dull.
Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens
Oh
Militia,
shit.
the Army of the Revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You've been on this island for 43 years?
No. I've been on other islands too. I
Okay.
was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless
fuck?
sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years?
43 years and 10 months.
That's insane.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Looks across the water.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above.
43 years by himself,
Two police
pretty
officers
much.
step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean
Oh.
Victor inspects a series of burnt black letters splashed across the plaza mosaic.
Hi, did you like my work?
Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smoldering. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what?
For her to return.
Oh shit.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution.
Girl, Nate. Women will always betray you.
Women are more susceptible to bourgeois morals. The material base
Remember,
for
I'm
an
fucking-
uprising has eroded.
I don't like woman.
The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
What has he done? Perhaps a confession will lighten the load.
What have you done then?
Yes. What? To get things going again? Fan the flame?
There is no flame to fan. There is nothing left of the world, of our dreams.
You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Lapse of faith?
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism.
Shouldn't have done
A
that.
second is all it took
For what?
reaction to take hold.
What's the reaction?
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
Wasn't a reaction, you were just afraid.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
And this was when?
Lieutenant simply looks to his notebook but does not take it out.
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky and it looked like it formed the clouds. Storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
Dark
The
magic.
combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower,
He gestures towards it.
huddled on the floor, The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
You didn't go to the map room.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
What was that?
Airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
Seen
The
what?
mask of humanity fall from
Oh,
capital.
blah, blah, blah,
It
deserter.
has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love, all the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know
What?
that the bourgeois are not human.
I'll just let him finish.
I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
He's just fucking crazy. What is this place? This
It's
island?
not an island, Dwight. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used
The
for?
congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
He captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing.
You mean the landing?
Against the whole world.
We taking a Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Tell me something
No.
else.
Iblis. Iblis calls it that.
Iblis?
Black-eyed angel.
You said this is your termless
You're
surrender.
The RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. A so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter.
We enforce the law. We keep these animals from killing each other. Ah, god damn it.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International. The enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, Le Parti Communiste dans ce land. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
His hand shakes and he breaks into a coughing fit. I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world.
What have you been
It's
using
a
this gun
farce.
for?
I've used it for killing people.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay, okay. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No, no. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat
What
it
should I?
first.
What should I?
Don't mess this up.
Uh-oh.
Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Oh, god damn it. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Crenell?
The who now?
A beautiful, strong man sent by the. Oh my god. The fastest death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March 4th.
Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
Lieutenant takes a sudden step towards him.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
Yeah, I don't understand what the tracks, how the tracks are. We've got the ballistics point to the tower. The shot came from this island.
Saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession.
Lieutenant softens his voice.
You've been here a long time, Mr. Droz. Too long. You need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Just one thing. The rifle does not have a scope.
One thing. Where's the scope? How did you make the shot without a scope? We have everything else.
Forget about your stupid fucking scope. I don't know where it is. Find it yourself. It's your problem now.
He lost it. He just doesn't know where it is. Forget it. Push on.
Huh. It's the best uninterrupted line of sight into that window in all of Martinaise. Did he really lose it?
Because
There's something
it's a
missing here.
sniper's nest, you stupid fuck.
There's something that still doesn't add up.
Is right. You have worms in your brain.
Fuck off. Another said in Twitch, then one more in then one more one in his right eye.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Come on, what am I forgetting? Hit myself in the side of the head.
Here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Oh, yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. And Maybells on Clausia's balcony. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
Of course. Thank you, Head. Thank
You
you.
got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
That's right. Oh, shit. Maybells. Behind the victim's window, I saw them growing here.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
A young woman named Klasia. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window.
Classier.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He turns his sight from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch, a spasm.
Almost. But you need one more. Just one. Or maybe two.
I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa.
He looks at his running.
Shit.
Okay.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
Jesus. The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room.
Does he have another pair?
They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Wait, maybe it's even simpler than that.
Simpler?
Ugh.
No. This is another loose thread you will never connect.
No, there's another pair of shoes. God damn it, footprints everywhere. I hate them. Moral? Oh, god damn it.
Raises his brow. What are you doing? He's thinking. We almost got him here.
What do we do now? We're not getting these prints to
Little
match.
Chan's shoes, detective.
Oh, thank
It
you,
was
Kim.
you. You were there, weren't you? Crawling and whirling in rags. What were you doing? Some kind of reconnaissance? Preparing the scene? Listening in on her?
Trying to rack your brains. You're desperate to report something back to your masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
I don't need your cooperation. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, let's back off for a moment. Tell me this.
You lost, what? You lost.
One more time, Mr. Yeah, we need to talk about you killing him.
Petty
Tear into him again.
Alright. I don't need your
Pile on him.
cooperation. I've got this. Show him the Triagong 446.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your musketeer pistols. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting.
We saved a lot of them. Elaine, and that musician, we handled it. No, stop changing the subject. We have the murder
You know what?
weapon.
You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
Think we have the murder weapon?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it.
I'm
This
calling
is
it. We have the murder weapon.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
True. Extract a confession. The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reeds and twitches once more.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
So you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fist begins to tremble from the
The
anger.
lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
Hold your breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own, and so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
Damn. A single word is all he gives.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night before you shot him?
Lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly, very
The old
slowly.
man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in
Are
intensity.
you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
You pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift. Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
When did you first see the deceased?
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow.
By that you mean Joyce Meiser, the Wild Pines rep?
Wrinkled up whore.
What's with these whores and pederasts? Aren't you a communist?
Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy.
Oh goddamn.
As to pederasty, the party legalized it in '04. My party, not your liberal masters.
Pederasty. What is pederasty? Am I dumb? Is that like just being like pederasty? A man who engages with sexual activity with a boy or youth. Oh. Okay. That's weird.
So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole. It's still bourgeois when the bourgeois does it, fiddling with their sexual organs.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast rising. And anger too, in addition to loneliness.
Moving on, the victim arrives sometime after
They
her.
moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. Reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mesk phalangs weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were whites. All they know is to destroy and hurt.
White?
Barely alive. They like to kill
Like-
while they're on their drugs.
Like Lord of the
After
Rings.
landing, In the burning years, I would take shots at them. End them. The worst ones, if I had a bullet to spare. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a
I
reactionary
don't think he's jealous, but I want him to
concept.
tell him the real reason.
I didn't like the Reaver enjoying
Okay.
himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode.
Oh shit.
That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But
He wants to see her covered in blood, to punish her.
You wanted to punish her, so you killed him.
she practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
He shakes his head and stares at the
While he
ashes.
stands here and rots.
I hate women too, you know. I had to say it. Come on.
True. There is something bourgeois about women. The weak are more vulnerable to exploitation by capital, unless they rise up in arms, which the likes of her, twisted by psychopharmaceuticals, alcohol, and the class interests of the bourgeoisie, they all are women nowadays.
You had feelings for that woman. He doesn't, obviously, but
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough. Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
there have been others?
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something.
Is that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again. A sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to console her.
Maybe. I have these holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
He wipes his
In
eye.
the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes. One more down.
So how long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving,
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
That, too.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on right there. She needed it just to move.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
Oh.
And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
Some kind of hidden container on the coast? You looked into it?
Yes, after she'd gone. It was a submersible. Well made, actually.
Sloppy. We should have gotten her to tell us about this.
Oh,
Did
damn
you
it.
take the documents?
No, I put them back. Why would I take them? I'm not going to phone. Oh, I mean,
Alright, so moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
I don't like this language.
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can see her bruises through the scope of a rifle.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
How does he know these minute details about her body?
It quickly comes to you.
Ever see her through a window on a roof?
Mm-hmm. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret bending like a bow against the glass. You've been through the secret route behind the whirling rags. Those were your footprints. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end.
Hell yeah.
We're doing this, detective.
How
That's
did you
it.
get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in the hostel now after a good wash. They all think I'm an antisocial, a vagrant. Closing hour is
Oh.
a good time. The kitchen's empty then.
Good point.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen?
Yeah.
How?
How did you do that?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Ah, I see.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union.
There's
box.
more than one spare key.
One more thing. The flowers, Mr. Dross. The dried flowers that were on the roof.
That spare key was a red herring. I thought it had to have been one of the Hardy Boys, specifically Ruby, because I was like, "There's one spare key." It didn't hit me that there was more than one spare key. I didn't even entertain that possibility.
What about them?
It's so funny when you find out that like, I like it when red herrings are something that is just a truth that you take and you don't question it. You don't question, hey, like, you see this and you're just like, okay, the key was here. Who could have access to that key? It has to be one of them. You don't think, why does there only have to be one? Why did you leave the dried Maybells behind her window?
I did. I shouldn't have. It was a mistake.
A tremor passes the right side of his face. Why did
I
you?
was there one night, and she was crying. Like a child.
Oh, we already talked
the
about
day
this.
after I killed him.
You brought me her
Yes.
Maybells.
I don't know why I do the
Wanted to console
maybe
her.
Sudden
If you came,
in this one more down.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
her.
He repeats, staring in the at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his
The
eye.
lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she? That Clasier. I haven't seen her there for days.
Um. She got away, but she let us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the C4. Or should I say that? Yeah.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the
No
roof,
wonder she was out on the roof so
staring
much.
right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, snow falls on 40-story towers. Above them, Elysium Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the snowy sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Look north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south.
That disco dancer got away.
Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a sea fort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune, then lost in the landing. He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vitmer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification in the snowfall, like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Alright, well, what else do we really want to get?
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
Been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist
Hell,
in
I'm
Martinez.
racist in Martinez.
It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
He points inland.
Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square.
Anything
Just
more?
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
He keeps shaking his head with sorrow at the sight he missed.
The
Just
worst
nod.
of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Don't speak about Rene like that.
Every
He's a cool dude.
morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Okay then.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children.
What the fuck,
Throughout
dude?
history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Now I have some questions about
We
this.
did good when we pushed him under the horse
He's just
car,
ignoring me.
until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
Hey, don't talk shit about the disco horse. Whoa.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Might be worth investigating.
Statue. Disco horse. There's something about the statue on the roundabout. It's
Syphilis
syphilis.
is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination.
Abomination?
The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years.
Damn.
We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too. Hundreds of them.
But it's still there.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because the king and Holy and say statues are in a statue. I don't know,
Right.
man.
Some advertising cockroaches use their accumulated capital to erect a new, ironic version of it. We tore it down with honest, working-class plastic explosives. But there it is again, grinning. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity.
You mentioned the union.
Every gallery should be
Is-
bulldozed.
Oh,
And the
shut up.
artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in
Yeah.
Yekokata.
You mentioned the union is social democratic, and Mr. Clare is the face of social.
Another
Democrat.
hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating them.
Who's a disappointment? Everett Clare?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean,
Yeah.
the
What
brains
about the
of
brother? We never saw
operation,
the brother.
The smart one.
Doesn't Everett run the union?
That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse.
Yeah, Edgar.
He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare, that one's been to one of those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on.
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
We're not the first people you've met from the city, are
You
we?
can't live alone.
Started poking at the ash now, just shakes
The
his head.
Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has
That's true.
brains.
They did mention. We did hear from kids about.
Stepped right off the
this
boat
dude.
and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
When was this?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
What did you talk about?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzov. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
And he let you be here?
Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
Mr. Dros, did you kill the Crenel mercenary for the Clares to incite a riot?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Okay.
Again? What have you done
Huh.
for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Can we put any more into logic? Or can we smoke a cigarette? Hey. What's the deal? What was the deal between him and Edgar?
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
20 years ago when you met Edgar, the Clares didn't run the Union yet, did they?
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
Who did?
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
His eyes glistened suddenly with hatred.
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him, tempered by something familiar to you. A familiar rage.
She was also a woman, wasn't she? Like that Classia.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova bag over her shoulder that she liked to bring to work.
And then she just disappeared.
Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
He squints and smiles at the black logs.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
Edgar had someone make the call. Why is that, Mr. Dros?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is. The bend in the river.
Why?
Because she was dead.
And how
Because
come?
the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the
Oh,
canal,
shit.
grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled. Hard to say. It was a sloppy job on a moving target. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins were black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Coron or Betancourt, someplace like that. where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her, and the ruins.
It was you. Make a motion like shooting a rifle.
It was someone. Someone shot her. Or maybe she just fell. I get these violent ideations. My memory is filled with holes, especially the 30s. All I know is...
Another big spike of rage. Different from the one he has for her.
nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
Lieutenant says in a voice even calmer, as if it were nothing at all.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
Okay, but you did do it.
I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say.
Huh.
I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist.
Maybe he didn't kill that girl.
I've heard it on Channel 8, 40 AM, Radio Revachol, late night.
But it just makes more sense that the deserter did shoot.
Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
Where's the hidden? Can you show me the hidden stuff? No? Well, okay. Yeah, no, I think he did kill the previous foreman, but like, why is he being so evasive about
The
it?
same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
By the cock parading in his colorful uniform, you mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A Patank maniac race traitor.
I don't know
I
about.
remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the Liberals came to their rescue. We missed one, that one.
With his shaky finger, he points to the city towards the crater near the plaza where a lonely pine tree
Fat and
stands.
plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later.
Lieutenant asked cheerfully.
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately. Strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Anyway, tell me something else, Mr. Dros.
Yes, of course. Must be passing a kidney stone. I hope it's excruciating. At least it keeps him from throwing his balls.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred.
I'm glad we talked about this now.
It's all gone.
Yosef Leonovich Dros, you're under arrest for the murder of the colonel here in Martinez.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the
We
prosecution.
fucked him over.
You will
Hell
be given
yeah.
legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days.
Shouldn't have talked
Do
to
you
us without a...
understand?
You didn't know about your Miranda rights. Fuck off. Haha.
Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing
He's
terror.
not afraid of jail. He's afraid of something else, like parting from a loved one.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Interesting. Oh my god, hearing. I have 4 level ups. Let's... Perception. I mean, it's not good, but...
There it
Oh
is
my god, I got it!
to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks
I can't believe I
rubbing
got it.
against each other. But then, in the middle of it,
What?
something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat.
Shush, Kim, do you hear that?
What?
What are you talking about? Is this... really us?
Your skin crawls.
What the fuck? What? The phasmid! No fucking way. No
A
fucking
delicate
way.
tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving
The
its
insolent-
side-right arms in
The
ghostly
Insilidian
silence.
phasmid. Blink.
What
What
are
is
you
that?
talking about?
The giant stick
There's
insect.
nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster, but you don't have a gun.
There is. I see it.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reed.
Kim, can you see it?
I can see it.
Holy shit.
4 simple words, thank God.
Oh,
If
seriously.
you can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence. Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
Lieutenant whispers, then takes a step towards the giant anthropod. What the fuck just happened? Alright, let's go talk to the Elysium phasmid.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from his head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
This is the Elysium phasmid.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open extremely carefully. It's the camera.
Are you sure you won't scare it off?
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
Can you just pull the lens
From
open?
the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
It's afraid.
I
Stop
won't
now.
be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He stopped fiddling with the camera. He stopped fiddling with the camera, but does not put it down.
He's letting his pride get in the way. You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Who cares what they think, Kim?
Understood. Of course.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air. Slowly,
Say something to it quietly. Something like, "You
a
exist."
sudden chirrup fills the air. The walking stick moves its whole body, limbs working independently of each other, like the parts of a masterfully constructed machine. It moves just an inch closer to you. Or does it only feel like it does?
We can't just leave it standing there.
Oh,
We
shit.
have to do something, detective. It could be connected somehow even.
You've never seen him get this excited. His voice is almost trembling.
Let's approach like this is the low. Oh my god. Let's approach carefully. Of course. Bye bye.
You barely get to take one step. The invertebrate reacts with uncanny speed, skating away across the water. It's gone, like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but rings on the sea's calm mirror.
Where? Where did it go?
Lieutenant has the camera in one hand and a slip of white paper in the other,
You
developing.
never had a chance. There was something off the moment you approached it. It was scared of you, of humans.
I should have taken the pheromone from morale. I just didn't believe this shit. How did it do that?
It
Glide.
appears the insect can walk on water, like a water strider, you know? It's almost as fast. Uncanny.
Tell me you got the
He
picture.
shakes his head in silence, an expression on his face that you've never seen there before.
It's my fault. Say nothing.
just
Just
a blur.
swallow it. What now?
What now?
The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He's put his hand into the ash. It's dirty and
Some
black.
kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect's not looking so good. We should check him over. Also,
He points to the reeds.
it looks like it has some kind of nest there. Maybe there's proof in there.
In the reeds, where the phasmid was hiding, you see a little flash of white. Porcelain white.
Oh shit. There's the helmet. There was the helmet that Kuno threw in the river. And the rifle scope. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hey, we got your little rifle scope, motherfucker.
What is it? What do you want from me?
Sir,
I can't go.
how can you not see the phasmid?
See.
stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking with fear and longing, like an addict of some terrible substance.
Snap your fingers under his
A
nose.
light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What has happened to
Old
this
age
man?
and shock.
I think it's the phasmid.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
You couldn't see it, Kim. It's just the reeds for
It
him.
could be part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here.
Yeah, it really
Mr.
is.
Dross,
He touches the man's shoulder.
No response.
He's been here a long time. Who knows how much of it in its
he
company.
did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't want to leave this place, and the insect maybe.
He looks at his notebook.
I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. They'll think we're insane.
Absolutely will. We found some things in the phasmid's nest, Mr.
He
Dross.
stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Show him the ceramic helmet.
Nothing. Just dull staring. Not even rage left, wherever he is. The last embers have gone out. The war is over.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
Show him the detached scope.
I lost.
You lost it, Mr.
He
Dross?
turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid.
The lieutenant observes his lens sparkle in your hand.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being.
I'm gonna let you rest now, Mr.
A
Dross.
plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open.
Hang
We should
tight.
think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Alright. Well, shit. The return. Twin Peaks, the return. What's in the flak tower? Interesting. Well, first, could I even equip the gun? Items. No, I can't. Can I combine? Nope. You got 2 bullets. Cool. Alright, well, I think that's everything for now. I think next time we go back to the mainland and see what's up there. And then, yeah, I don't know. I honestly thought this was gonna end here and now, but I guess there is gonna be more story than what I originally thought. I think we're still very close to the end, obviously, but yeah, we'll get them next time. Until then, see you later.